It is the place where laughter is shared, memories are made, and of course, recipes are handed down. Hello, I'm Susan Peters. On this next episode of the Family Dinner Table, we talked to Chef Eric Dugdug. Chef Eric has been a private chef for over 15 years. Raised in Northern California, he fell in love with the many cultures and rich cuisines available there. His passion for food stems from watching cooking shows with his father as a child and working alongside his mother in restaurants from the age of 9. This and more on this episode of the Family Dinner Table.
The Family Dinner Table is made possible in part by the following.
For 100 years and counting, Dillon's has been a brand name backed with a promise. A promise made to our associates, customers, and communities we serve to be there for you, to share a family meal and to feed the human spirit. We thank you for your support and the wonderful times we have shared. We all have our special memories when we hear the words, "That's my Dillon's."
Offering more than 60 brands to choose from, refrigeration, dishwashers, cooking and laundry, to outdoor appliances and grills, Metro Appliances and more has something for every need and every budget. In store or online, Metro Appliances and more.
The Spice Merchant since 1980, Wichita's original gourmet coffee roaster. Coffee and tea from around the world. Enjoy our full line of functional and fun accessories. Located 4 blocks east of Washington on Douglas.
McClelland is a proud sponsor of PBS Kansas, specializing in theater quality audio and video, cinematic lighting, smart home integration, and seamless surveillance, all in the comfort of your home. More information can be found at macsound.com. The Culinary Arts program at Butler Community College, where foods of the world, cooking techniques, and exceptional learning create 100% job placement rates for students. Changing lives through cooking. More at butlercc.edu. ABC Fine Wines and Spirits offers a unique winery experience, sophisticated and complex bourbons, and a wide variety of beers. More information at abcdiscountliquor.com.
Hello, I'm Susan Peters. Welcome to another episode of the Family Dinner Table. Gather around the family dinner table as much as you can, because the dinner table is where conversations happen, laughter erupts, traditions are formed, and values are cemented. Also, recipes are handed down around the family dinner table, which brings us to our guest for this episode, Chef Eric Dugdug. Yes, that is his last name. It is a Libyan last name,
it
right? You don't think of Dugdug as a Libyan last name, but welcome. Thank you for coming to the family dinner table.
Thank you for having me.
And the reason we asked Eric to the family dinner table is because you followed your mom around restaurants a lot, and your dad, you learned to cook from your dad. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my mom was a career waitress for about 40 years. We moved around a lot, and wherever we moved to, there was always a restaurant. So, yeah.
You would visit the restaurants and take ideas from the restaurant?
Oh, well, a lot of times I'd get off school, I'd be young, and I'd have to be at the restaurant till she got off work, you know? So if the busboy didn't show up, I showed up, you know?
Yeah.
So I was always around restaurants all my life.
You learned about the cooks and how they cook, and
I learned to treat the cooks well. Don't make the cooks angry.
Don't make the cooks angry. And your father taught you how to
Yes.
cook. Your father's name is?
His name is Abdu.
Abdu Dugdug. And he taught you how to cook as well. What did he teach you how to cook?
Yeah, so he was a big home cook. He loved to cook. So Saturday mornings, we'd wake up and watch cooking shows on TV. That was kind of our thing.
Wait. You and your father and son, got up and watched cooking shows.
Yes.
That's really cool. Did you talk while you were watching the cooking shows?
No, he was taking notes. Like you had to be serious. He was taking his notes and doing his thing. And then that night or the night after, he'd cook a recipe from something that inspired him
from the cooking show.
Yep.
What did he cook besides what you're going to make us? We'll get into that in a second, but what else did he cook?
Well, he does traditional Libyan food, but one of my favorite things that stuck out was this chicken he made with balsamic vinegar, and it was probably one of my favorite things as a kid.
It was your favorite, yeah.
Grilled lamb chops with angel hair pasta.
Boy, he really did it.
Steamed
and
artichoke.
when you gathered around the family dinner table on Saturday night, did you talk? Tell me if the family dinner table, how important it was to your family.
It was a place where I first got some flavors that I never had before.
Yeah.
You know, like he would always experiment.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were poor, but we always ate well. Like we got the good spices, the good oils, all the vinegars, you know.
So that's where you spent your money, on the good food,
Oh,
the
yeah.
good
Yeah.
ingredients.
So I got to try a lot of fish earlier on. I was like 10, we had shark, you know, like
Really?
it was, his love of food translated to my love of food.
The family dinner table where traditions are formed. You're going to cook for us one of your dad's favorites and your favorites. It's called
Embopica.
Embopica. And it is kind of like a chili with lamb and
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Libyan version of chili mac.
yeah.
It's a soupy, hot stew pasta dish, traditionally made with lamb.
Traditionally made with lamb, but you can make it with everything, but we'll tell you about that later. The recipe will be on kpts.org. Let's go over and cook. So here we are with Chef Eric. He's just called Chef Eric, but I like to say his last name, Dugdug. And Chef Eric is gonna make us a Libyan dish, as we said before, and once again, it's called
Embopica.
Embopica. Did I say it correctly?
Embopica, yes, that was close.
Embopica.
Yeah.
And see,
Embopica.
he's Libyan, as we said before. I'm half Lebanese, so it's kind of the same accent. Embopica. Don't you guys
Embopica.
swallow your words?
Embopica.
Yeah, there you go. See, I told you. Okay, what are we doing here, Chef?
All right, so to make the embopica, first we're gonna sear the chunks of lamb meat. And in order to do that, I like to coat it with olive oil and salt and pepper.
Okay.
I like to pre-mix my salt and pepper. It makes it really easy.
Okay, as you're doing that, tell me about the dish. You told me before that it's a dish that the Libyan men make, but not the women.
Yes, the women can make it, but typically it's for the men. And the men make it because it's easy, it's very simple. It's something that they make to go picnicking, if they're gonna go to the beach. It's something they do on the Mediterranean.
Well, you
it's a
take
one-pot-
it all in the pot and you go on a picnic?
Yep.
Really?
And if you're on the Mediterranean, typically it's made with lamb. You can make it with beef or chicken too. But if you take it to the beach, you use what fish you caught that day.
You're
That's
kidding.
also the tradition
How
for the.
cool. So you can make it with fish too?
Correct. Yeah.
That
you can do
is.
it with fish.
What about chicken?
Chicken.
Really?
Fish. For me personally,
Go ahead and put it in.
I think the best is with lamb.
Lamb,
I
me
enjoy
too.
the lamb flavor.
I mean, Lebanese cook with a lot of lamb too. I like lamb too. Is this lamb?
This is lamb.
Okay.
Yep.
Lamb's kind of expensive, but sometimes it's on sale, right?
Yeah,
So
it
you
does.
can
It
get it on
does.
sale sometimes.
At the grocery store sometimes
yeah,
it will.
just look. And are these like lamb chops that you chopped up, or?
Yeah, this is lamb loin and chops.
So who taught you to make this?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yep.
And your dad was a cook in the family.
He was the cook. My mom didn't cook a whole lot. My dad did all the cooking. We grew up poor, but my dad bought all the good ingredients. Like we ate very well. Yeah.
Did
That was one of the
you?
things we spent money on.
That's
was
what you
food.
spent money
Yeah.
on. That is so
Yeah.
cool. And you grew up in Northern California.
I did.
By the way, the recipe will be on kpts.org under the family dinner table. All you do is click that button. Okay. Can we start putting other
Yes, we can.
ingredients in?
So I'm gonna take the meat out.
Oh, already? Okay, no wonder. So you need some stuff on the bottom?
Yep.
Will it be all right if there's not?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. There we
So
go.
we're gonna use
That
the olive oil that we started
good.
it with.
Yeah, and it's
plus-
all seasoned and everything,
Plus
right?
the fat from the lamb that's rendered out.
So
we're
the
gonna use
fat
that.
already melted or rendered, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to use that to
Onions.
do the onions in. This is
Do
a
we
half
turn
an
this
onion.
down or anything?
No, we just keep
Okay,
going on
all
at
right.
high heat.
So we're on we're on high heat. Okay.
For now, yep.
Okay. So we're on high heat. We put the onions in, and
I
we
like to
brown
saute
those.
the onions. While they're sauteing, you're stirring it around. You're taking off some of the bits of the brown from
Right,
the meat, the
right.
fond.
Okay.
And then the moisture will start seeping out of the onions. And
Trying to
help
get some
lift it
fond
off
from
of
the side,
Yep.
because you've got fond on the side. Now, fond is just stuff on the bottom of the pan.
Flavor.
Bits and pieces.
Yes.
Why is it called fond? Do you know?
It's a French culinary
Is it?
term for burnt stuff on the bottom of a pan.
I see.
So I like to do the onions first. Garlic cooks really quickly, so on high heat, I don't like the garlic to cook too long. So when those onions are almost done, that's when I add my
That's when
garlic,
you add the
saute
garlic.
it, and then
Okay.
deglaze. We're using water to deglaze with.
Oh, we can do that
I
too.
like to deglaze with wine, but for this recipe, typically it's not deglazed with wine. No? Because Libya is a Muslim country, they don't drink over there. So,
Oh, yeah.
so they generally deglaze with water.
They do.
Yep.
But you can deglaze it with wine if you cook
Yes,
with wine.
red wine would be great.
Red wine. Yeah. And would that add to the flavor or no?
Yes.
It does.
Yes, I think you would add to it, but I don't mess with this one too much.
Right.
My dad would be mad at me. I'm doing it how they're supposed to do it.
I'm so glad we're making your dad's recipe. That's so. What's your dad's name?
His name is Abdu.
Abdu.
Abdul Wahab
Abdul-
Hafid Dugdug. Yep.
Abdul what?
Abdul Wahab Hafid Dugdug.
Abdul Hababi.
Abdul Wahab Hafid Dugdug.
I'll just say Abdul Dugdug. How's that?
He goes by Abdu. That's his
Okay,
name.
Abdul Dugdug. All right. It smells incredible right now. All right, well, let's put in
think
the
we're
garlic.
about ready for the garlic.
All right.
You want to do the honors?
How much garlic?
This is
Go
probably
ahead.
a lot.
How many cloves?
This is probably 8 cloves at least.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
So 8 cloves of garlic. 8 cloves. That is a lot of garlic. I don't think I've ever cooked with 8 cloves of garlic.
So my stepmother, my dad's wife,
Yeah.
disagrees with the amount of garlic. She says no garlic. Only
No
if you're going to do
garlic.
chicken. I'm going to put a little bit more oil in here.
Okay.
She says to add garlic. Her name's Huda.
Huda.
She says to add garlic if it's chicken or fish.
But not if it's-
if it's lamb, then no garlic because she doesn't want.
She wants
it
the
to
lamb
interfere.
flavor?
Yes, but I
Yeah.
think it adds to it. My dad
does.
disagrees with her, so
I
we'll do it.
disagree. I disagree with stepmom Huda too because
I like a lot of garlic.
Oh, absolutely. You got to have a lot of garlic. Okay, garlic. Now what?
So we'll let that go for just a little longer
Okay.
to render the garlic, and then we're going to deglaze. And when we deglaze, I'm just going to use water.
Okay.
And that's going to pull all the fond off the pan. As
It
you're
really
continuing.
will.
Yep.
I just want to show people that there is a lot of fond on this pan. Look at all that. And so Chef Eric claims it's all going to come off with the water. If it does, I'm going to be amazed. I'm going to be
I think
very
we're about
impressed.
ready.
Okay.
All right, you want to do the honors?
Here we go. No, you go ahead.
All right.
I'll just stir. Or do you not stir?
I'll add it first.
Wow, that's a lot of water, so a whole pitcher of water.
Yeah.
Really? Do you let it boil before you
Yep.
stir?
You want to let it boil and start stirring it
Start
and
stirring
get
it.
the fond off the sides there. And kind of scrape it as it goes.
Scrape it.
As the water heats up, it'll start to pull more of that
That
the
is
fond
so,
off the side of the pan.
Okay,
And then at this point, we'll put the meat back in,
okay.
and we'll bring the temperature of that liquid up, and we'll
So
add
it
all our
boils.
spices.
Okay.
And then we will
Lamb
add everything
chops.
except the basil, the pasta,
The basil comes last.
and the jalapenos.
Okay. And you can not do the jalapenos, right? I mean,
You can. It wouldn't be authentic.
Right,
but
but some people don't like spicy food.
Well, the thing is, you add it whole, so a lot of the seeds from inside are the
Are the
spicy.
ones, yeah.
They're not going to leach out.
Gotcha.
So what you're really trying to do is just cook the jalapeno down. Then we're
Okay.
going to add one 6-ounce can of tomato paste.
Okay. Like my tomato paste. And kind of stir that around.
About 2 tablespoons of paprika.
And sometimes you mention that you put cayenne pepper
Cayenne.
instead of
Cayenne is
but that's really hot.
Yes, cayenne is very hot. Cayenne is what they typically use with paprika. I'm just adding more paprika and not any cayenne.
Because we don't want it so where we can't eat it.
And then another 2 tablespoons of turmeric.
Turmeric, and turmeric's good for you. 2 tablespoons. How much paprika did we add?
2 tablespoons.
Okay, this is a lot of spice. I mean, 2 tablespoons is a lot of spice. I mean, most recipes call for 2 teaspoons or a teaspoon or something. Why is it so much spice in here?
Libyans love spice.
They do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tomato.
All right.
And about
what
this
else?
time we can add the chickpeas.
All
Now,
right.
I like to take dried chickpeas, soak them overnight. If you soak them any longer than overnight, they'll start to stink.
Okay.
So you soak them overnight, drain them,
Did you soak
change
these
the water.
or was
Yes.
this canned?
These are soaked. So and then boiled. Boiled probably for about 30 minutes.
Okay, what if you don't want to go through all that trouble? You just want to open
Get a can of chickpeas.
You can
Perfectly
do that.
fine.
Yeah.
One,
I like
if
to
you were
open
to do it, about 1 can of chickpeas would be it.
One
About all
can,
you need.
okay.
And so we're just going to bring that up to a boil.
And again, this recipe will be on the KPTS website, so don't worry if you're not taking it down because, okay, now we make this boil.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and add a little more salt and pepper.
So this is just salt and pepper mix.
This is just salt and
Is
pepper.
it sea salt or any
Sea salt. I
kosher
like
salt or
coarse
anything?
sea salt.
Coarse sea salt.
It has a better flavor on the
does,
tongue
okay.
with the bigger flakes. So I mix it 2 parts salt, 1 part pepper. We're going to bring it up to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for probably 20 minutes. That's going to continue cooking the meat, continue rendering the fat, develop the flavors, and then we're going to add the pasta, and we're going to use that liquid. This dish is served kind of liquidy.
Okay.
It's not a thick sauce, so that pasta is going to take on some of that flavor, and then it'll thicken up a little bit with the starches from the pasta. But we still want it to be pretty saucy. That's why we have a lot of water.
Is it served in bowls then?
Yes.
It is,
Yep.
okay. And how long does it simmer?
This is going to simmer for about 20 minutes.
Why so long? Why 20 minutes? Because it looks
You,
like it's
you
really
want
good
the
right
flavors
now.
to develop. You want
Do
the
they
fat
do?
to continue to render.
Oh,
and,
you do?
And dissolve all of the fond.
Okay.
You want it to reduce a little bit, and that'll concentrate the flavor.
Okay, we're ready to put the pasta in the,
Embopica.
and it's called that because,
The sound it makes while it's boiling.
okay, so let's listen to the sound. Sound man, we want to hear the Embopica. Did I say it right?
Embopica, yes.
It does sound like I don't hear the but I hear the
That's for, it tastes delicious.
That's it. Okay, so it has been simmering for 20 minutes. Now what do we do?
At about this time, while it's still pretty watery, we're going to add the pasta.
Okay.
For this, I probably won't add all of this, probably about 1.5 cups.
And it's the mini stuff.
Correct. This is typically made with penne or some kind of tubular pasta or spaghetti.
Okay, then why'd you put this mini stuff then? You like it better that way?
It's just pretty.
Oh, it's pretty? It's
pretty.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
different.
then this cooks for 8 minutes.
Correct.
Or do we don't put that stuff in yet, right?
Yes, right now is the time when you want to add your jalapeno. Now, you can use serrano. Jalapeno is typically done with a spicy green pepper.
Okay, so which is the not hot pepper? Serrano?
Jalapeno.
Oh, really?
Yep, serrano is a little bit hotter than jalapeno.
Oh, okay. So
Actually, I
a
think it's like
couple
twice as
or
hot.
4?
However
or...
many you're serving, this will probably serve 4.
Oh, so
we're
you
gonna
want
throw,
one in each dish?
Yep.
Oh,
we garnish
cool.
with it. I like to add a little bit of lemon juice right at kind of the final stages of cooking.
Just to
So that-
taste.
Yep.
It gives it kind of a Well, lemony flavor, right?
Yeah, it adds a little acidity.
Acidity, cool. Okay, so we let the pasta cook about 8 minutes. We like to do it al dente, so taste it fairly frequently while it's cooking. And why do you want to add a little bit more water in here?
It's typically
ahead
served
and put
kind
it
of
in.
soupy.
It is.
Not too thick. My dad will kill me if I serve it.
Okay,
That was one of the things he told me before this show. He's like,
He
make
did
sure
not.
there's
Make
water.
sure
Yes.
it's soupy?
Yep.
Oh, Dad. What's his name?
Abdu.
Abdu. We're making it soupy, Abdu. We're making sure we have enough water. Okay, let's turn the burner off. And we're ready to plate it, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'll let you do that. And normally we'd like a big fat ladle, but we're using this nice blue spoon here. And as he plates it in a bowl, because it's kind of like chili mac with lamb, Libyan chili mac, I'll tell you that we're gonna garnish it with some chopped basil, fresh basil, and some lemon wedges. And why do you do with the lemon wedges? I mean, are we gonna put any more lemon on it, do you think?
Yeah. My dad will say that you should squeeze the lemon on it before you eat it.
Whatever Dugdug says, we do right here at the family dinner table because it's a family recipe, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I know chefs are always like this. They always have to wipe the side of the bowl so it looks absolutely perfect. But we can wipe that a little bit later. Okay, you want to put some basil on that? Chopped fresh basil. Oh, that looks good. And the basil just adds a little bit of
Herbal freshness.
herbal freshness.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've plated the Embopica, we're gonna go over and taste it. Okay, so here we are with Chef Eric Dugdug to taste the
Embopica.
Am I ever gonna get used to saying Embopica?
Embopica.
Okay, what is so cool is that, as I told you before, as Eric told us, his dad taught him to make this. Okay, his dad lives in, where does he live now?
He lives in Turkey now.
He lives in Turkey.
Yeah.
He is so excited to watch this show, isn't he?
He is.
That is
Very
so
excited.
cool. So he knows if you put too much of one thing or too much of another. Right?
I think I did him a good service.
Okay.
He wants it soupy.
All right. So Abu Dugdug.
Abdu Dugdug.
Abdu Dugdug. Here's to you. Oh. You can taste everything. You can taste everything in here. The garlic, the onions, every single spice that you put in here, the paprika. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Now I'm gonna have a little bite of lamb, but as Chef Eric says, you can make this with anything. Fish, chicken,
Fish, beef, chicken.
Yeah. Now tell me when you used to eat this as a youngster.
So typically my dad would make it just for a regular meal, but you make it, like I said, the men make it. So I would go visit my dad's friend's house, and if it was just the guys, somebody would make Embopica. And
So it's like a tradition with
Yeah.
the Libyan men.
yes, it's like a hangout meal.
No.
Yeah.
So instead of hanging out like drinking beer and eating fried foods, you hang out and you eat Embopica.
You eat Embopica.
Embopica.
Yep, talk politics and
Talk politics. This is much better for you than fried foods and beer. And it tastes much better. You know, Libyans have it right because you can taste a little Italian, you can taste a little Middle Eastern, little Lebanese stuff. Oh, I like a lot of lemon too.
yes,
I put lemon in my soup. Do you ever do that?
I do. Yeah, I put it in my tomato soup.
You do?
Yeah.
I put it in all my soups. Okay. Absolutely incredible. And the thing I like about it, it's not that spicy at all. But you can taste the pepper. Now, if you want to make it spicy, I imagine you can cut the jalapeno open and eat it,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I just bite it. You know,
Oh.
you just bite it.
Go ahead. I'm going to try your salad.
Yeah, go for it.
You go right ahead. Tell me how hot it is.
It's just a jalapeno. It's not too hot.
It's not? To
No.
me, I think of jalapenos as very hot. Okay, I gotta take a sip of wine before I eat salad.
little spicy.
I
No,
knew it.
they didn't cook for a long time.
I
did they?
knew it. Get this man some water. Okay, we got you some water. The crew got you some water. Eric, I told you not to eat the jalapeno. Or did I tell you to?
You told me to eat it.
Oh, okay. I guess I made a mistake. All right. This is wonderful. Papa Abdu Dugdug is going to be very proud seeing this. Your son did you proud, Papa.
Whole of Tripoli, Libya is going to go crazy.
I'm so excited for that. That is the coolest thing ever. So let's drink to, don't tell me, the Dugdug family dinner table, and Embopica, and Papa Abdul Dugdug, and the family dinner table. And I just want to remind you before we cheer, try to gather your family around the family dinner table at least once or twice a week, as often as you can. I know it's sometimes hard, because as a reminder, and Chef Eric Dugdug and Abdu, his father, know this, and his mother, when families come together around the dinner table, families come together. Cheers.
The family dinner table is made possible in part by the following.
For 100 years and counting, Dillon's has been a brand name backed with a promise. A promise made to our associates, customers, and communities we serve to be there for you, to share a family meal, and to feed the human spirit. We thank you for your support and the wonderful times we have shared. We all have our special memories when we hear the words, "That's my Dillon's."
Offering more than 60 brands to choose from, refrigeration, dishwashers, cooking and laundry, to outdoor appliances and grills, Metro Appliances and More has something for every need and every budget. In store or online, Metro Appliances and More.
Coffee, tea, and spices from around the world. Always unique, always the Spice Merchant. Located in the original 1908 Mentholatum building, just 4 blocks east of Washington on Douglas.
McClelland is a proud sponsor of PBS Kansas, specializing in design and installation of audio, video, lighting, and control systems specific to your commercial needs. More at macsound.com. The Culinary Arts program at Butler Community College, where foods of the world, cooking techniques, and exceptional learning create 100% job placement rates for students. Changing lives through cooking. More at butlercc.edu. ABC Fine Wines and Spirits offers a unique winery experience, sophisticated and complex bourbons, and a wide variety of beers. More information at abcdiscountliquor.com.